Hey, this is Arlene. So anyways, it is January the 16th, 2020. So anyways, we'll start off with this morning. So I have been getting a lot of frequencies that come from the ceiling. And so I get those frequencies from the ceiling or the floor. So if I sleep on my right side and I get totally burnt or targeted on the right side, then I know it's coming from underneath me. So it's either coming from somewhere within the floor or it's coming from the laundry room. Now, right underneath me are like two big fluorescent lights. So I know there's wiring because I've already gotten a neodyme magnet and I have kind of dragged it around the floor to see where it sticks. So I know I got a lot of electrical underneath me or metal. Now I get frequencies from the ceiling, and the ceiling in my apartment, it's like pretty high. It's not cathedral, but it's high. It's like maybe 12 to 14 foot ceiling. So for the frequencies to come down from the ceiling, whether it's from apartment above me or within the ceiling or the ceiling lamp, it has to be pretty strong to reach all the way down to me, whether I'm sitting at my desk or I'm laying in bed. That means that the frequencies are pretty strong. So anyways, this morning, since I slept on my right side, I woke up with my tongue burnt and swollen, and my gums in here are all swollen. My lips are swollen, and from the inside are swollen. So I got those little white bumps. I don't know if they're blisters or what. And right in here under my knee is swollen. My eyes are burnt. So my fingers are cold, my fingertips. So to touch on the inside of my eye right here, it kind of is it's like putting an ice right here. It's like icing it. So that is what happened. And also my face is just swollen. More swollen than it should be. My chin continues to be swollen, and you can barely tell, but it's red. But as you can see, I'm in frequencies right now. My right eye is more protruding out than my left eye. It's more sunken in. And I slept on this side. So that's something else that happened. Then so when I drive to work, I get frequencies that come through the windshield, and I'm always getting frequencies even when I sit down. I get hit the hardest is when, of course, I'm sleeping, studying at my desk, or I'm at my desk at work. Those are the main things. Wherever I'm stationary for a period of time, I get frequencies. So anyways, you probably can't really see it, but my hand is burnt. It's not as red as it appears, but you can see it's not normal for the way it looks and stuff. And same with this hand. This hand is healing, but my knuckles were so dry from the frequencies that this was the first one to actually crack and bleed. So that's what happened. And I think I'm getting more increase of frequencies from the power lines. So when I mean power lines, I mean when I'm in the San Gabriel Valley, that area, then I know it's the Southern California Edison power lines. When I'm in the city, I know it's Department of Water and power lines. So today when I was leaving my mother's, I got a flash. At first I thought it was from a vehicle, but then I kept playing the video over and over, and the flash actually was coming from the power lines. It was like about 4 power lines there from Edison, and the flash was coming right at me. And the thing is, my naked eye doesn't see it, but because I use Periscope Livestream, the camera on my iPhone and the camera on my iPad Air picks up that kind of stuff where the naked eye can't. So when I was walking this afternoon, I was getting target. I don't know why, but my right knee is like the focus. And I was getting targeted in my right knee. And so that's why a lot of times I wear a knee brace, because it's for support, but I get targeted a lot. And so I was almost done with my afternoon walk, and I started getting frequencies. So I know they were coming from either the street lights or the power lines. And it doesn't matter if the street lights are off, I also get frequencies from the street lights. So anyways, that is what happened to me. And then my hands get burnt because my iPhone uses Verizon Wireless. I use Verizon Wireless for my cell phone, so I'm right-handed, so of course I tend to hold the cell phone on my right hand. So the new thing is to start burning my hand with the frequencies that emit from my iPhone through the Wi-Fi of Verizon Wireless. So my right hand is always more burnt than my left hand. But then also I get frequencies because my keyboard and my mouse at work, they're plugged in, so I can get frequencies from my mouse or from a keyboard. And of course my mouse is going to be used by my right hand. Also my telephone, the phone, the landline, still it's electric. I'm going to hold it because I'm right-handed, so my right hand is going to be more absorb more of the frequencies and stuff. So that is what happens to me. Now I'm not saying, I do know that I get frequencies from other things. So I'm looking at my live stream, and I noticed that I have a hacker, and I did a video already on it this morning. So I should have download to Camera Roll. And because I've been downloading a lot of my live streams and editing them and uploading them to YouTube, I have a hacker that's starting to block my iPhone from downloading to my Camera Roll. So like right now I'm looking at it, I have broadcast details. Let me hold on, let me do this on Twitter. And hacker blocking live. Oh, I need to get my glasses. That's another thing. Some days my vision is good, and then some days my vision is not so good. Blocking live stream. There. So anyways, looking on here, I'm missing when I do a live stream, you have an option. So it's broadcast details that tells you how many people are watching you or what countries and all that stuff. You can ask for followers, which I always do, and then you can ask for shares because I'm more interested in having my videos shared. Then there should be download to Camera Roll. It's missing. Then it's there is share broadcast, which I just did on Twitter, and I noted on there that my camera roll, download the camera roll for my live stream is missing. And I know that's from a hacker. Because I already have the settings set up so that I can download. Same thing with my iPad Air. Then it starts sketching, and then theater mode, and then flip camera. And you're done. So download camera roll is not there, and it should be showing right now. In fact, let me take a screenshot real quick so I can tweet it later. So you can see like how swollen my face is. Like my face is not this big, I guess I would say. So my nose is like really, really big. My chin is swollen. So I guess it's so swollen it kind of alters the way you look. And my forehead is really swollen. It's burnt up in here. So if I touch it with my cold fingertips, it feels good. And like my eyes, you can see my eyes, they look like they're kind of like bloodshot. So, and that's what happens. But not everything is completely, the targeting is not completely Wi-Fi and through electricity, whether it's the outlet or through appliances. Now, I do get frequencies from appliances even when they're turned off. So I did a YouTube video, I think it's on Periscope too. My microwave was not even plugged in. I was getting frequencies from the left side of my microwave. And I checked the right side. There were no frequencies coming from anywhere. It was only emitting from the left side of the microwave. So the other thing is I also know that I get targeted by whoever is inside 315. And it could be also already did use my thermal camera, so I know I get targeted from somebody inside 211. Now I just say somebody inside because these apartments, people come and go out of them. Now I know I see the regular residents, but then they'll be gone and then you see people coming in. And so that's how I know. And I mean, of course they're going to use those apartments because they're right next to me. So when I was when I was at Whittier Woods, there used to be, I guess because someone always has to be right by you or shadow you, there used to be a man that would come stand on top of the townhouse where I was in Whittier Woods. And I could hear his footprint. So one day I just decided, I just got up really quick and I ran outside and I put my flashlight up there. I couldn't see him because there's like about 8 townhouses that are all connected together. So I don't know where he was coming from, but after that it stopped. But I was still getting frequencies. I was getting targeted by actual devices on both sides of me in the townhouses. And because there was no insulation, it was just pure drywall. And then like a 5-inch space, and then you could see their drywall. And I did that because I actually drilled a hole in my bedroom wall. Because it was, this was new to me and I wanted to see what was going on. And sure enough, there was like nothing. There was just air. You could feel air coming, like a real strong draft. So that told me somewhere within those townhouses there was an opening and air was getting in. So then I started using my thermal imaging camera and I could see on both sides. So I could see them standing there holding a device and pointing it right at me and targeting me inside the townhouse I was staying at, which is 13007 Camino del Rey in Whittier, California. It's on Workman Mill Road, right across from Sanitation at the Swiss Park. You can Google it, it exists. So that's when I became acquainted. And then behind me, I don't know the streets, something Verde. So, anyways, there's one townhouse. When you're looking out, it's to the right. It's the first townhouse at the cul-de-sac, closest to where I was living. And you could see the window open, and you could see somebody standing there pointing a device. And you could see how the device would like light up, and then all of a sudden you see like these like flashes, like a white flash. And then it only do it a few times, and then you see, I guess it lost its charge, and then it would light up again. You could see it slowly start glowing, and then it would start again. So then I was like, okay. And then further down the block in the cul-de-sac, there was a Prius. There's a townhouse that you could see, and I think I did a YouTube video on that one. And they had a box. It was like a microwave box, and they would have it inside their Prius. And I would get frequencies from all straight down to my bedroom. It was like straight to me. And then sometimes that box would be on the second floor inside their townhouse. So then I was like, okay, so those people participated. And then there was a retired law enforcement person that lived on the opposite side where I was getting targeted, and he didn't seem to be participating. I did see him when I go on my walks and stuff, but next to him was a rental, and whoever owned it was always renting. And this couple moved in, and the husband, he had one of those devices, so like it could like say if they, I don't know, press on it or something, it gives you like a zap. That's what I call zaps. You can feel like a little zap from them. He had one of those devices. Now I don't know anyone else across on that block that did, but then also I do know for sure where I was staying in my townhouse, both townhouses next to me and the townhouse across the street from me had like little microwave boxes where they used it, and also had these handheld devices that it was kind of like, I don't know, it was like a weird shape, and they would use those devices. But then I also noticed that the houses that I knew for sure I was getting targeting from time to time. Oh, look, my thing went off. Oh, there it is. Okay, from time to time, a U-Haul truck would come, and the U-Haul truck would come and do deliveries. I don't know what they were delivering, but it was on a regular basis, but it's specifically only to the houses that actually I knew had some form of a device. And then the U-Haul truck would leave, and it actually would go to a house. It would park at a house on the other side of the Pomona Freeway. So you would go south on Workman Mill Road, and you'd make a left on some street. I don't know the name of it. And then when I moved to California Villages in Pico Rivera, I used my thermal imaging camera before I moved in just to see the frequencies. And sure enough, it was all set up. And then when I moved in and stuff, I could see that the apartment above me, I think I was 140, so that would have been 240. You could see they had a box. Whatever box they had, it was like you could see this long line it was connecting, I don't know, to the outlet or something. But that box I was getting targeted with. And you could see that box heat up. So I would get that. And then the apartment next to me, like every night, I guess they set up at a certain time. Every night at a certain time, I could hear the husband go up on a ladder, and he would hang something on the wall, and then not too long after, frequencies would start coming from that area. Well, the same thing is happening with the apartment above me, 315. So it's the same noise that I hear them setting up. Oh, sorry, El Rancho Apartments. Same thing, but with my thermal camera, I actually caught part of the box, and then they turned it off. So the videos, then they got smart, and every time I used my thermal camera, they would turn off the box. So I can never really get good footage of it. But I knew I was getting targeted from them too. So the same thing is happening here. Aside from the Wi-Fi and the electricity, I still get targeted from devices. So it's not all about electricity, and it's not all about Wi-Fi. It is devices too. So that's what happened. And then just basically, my tongue is swollen. I can tell because it's resting higher in my mouth, which affects my speech. So it's kind of, you get a little lisp because the tongue is elevated. And then my gums are sore, and they actually feel swollen, and so are my lips. So it's kind of like higher. It protrudes higher. And the reason why I know is because when you breathe, I can feel the air from my nose hit the skin here, which tells me it's up higher than it normally should be. So that is what's happening to me. And you can see the frequencies are pretty high. So you can see my eyes are swollen and set back because you don't even see my eyelid. Now this one is swollen, but in a different way, because you can still see my eyelid. Over here it's like my eyelid is like gone. So let me see. Okay, so download to camera roll is still not there, and that's from a hacker. So that is a problem. So if I might have to just redo this video and make sure use my camera, my iPhone to do it, if this doesn't pop up. And it's a hacker doing it, that's for sure. So anyways, that is it for now. I haven't gone back to my apartment yet, so that's another story. But I just wanted to do this video really quick, because I tried to do it yesterday when I was asleep, and I was like talking like off the wall, so it wasn't a good idea to do it. Oh, it is January the 16th, 2020, and we are now in Los Angeles, California. And the time is 7:15 p.m.